Alright, let's talk about something that's been quietly dominating the action sports world for 2 decades. Stuck in Ohio. Now, I'm not just talking about a brand or a sticker you slap on your car. This is a story about 2 brothers who turned their hometown into a playground, a canvas, and eventually a cultural phenomenon. And here's the kicker, they never left Ohio. Ever. Think about that. In an era where everyone's chasing fame in LA or NYC, these guys built a legacy right where they grew up. What does that say about the power of place? Let me break it down. You know how sometimes you hear about these underground skate crews or BMX legends, and they're always in some exotic location. Not these guys. Danny and Ken Mizicko grew up in Vienna, Ohio, a place so unassuming it's basically the definition of flyover country. But here's what's wild. They turned Youngstown, this town they call the YO, into their own version of Hollywood. No CGI, no permits, just concrete steps, empty parking lots, and a bunch of stubborn brothers who refused to let their roots define them as limitations. Instead, they made those roots their superpower. And honestly, that's the kind of mindset we need more of in a world that glorifies getting out of the hood instead of building something within it. Now, here's a detail that blows my mind, their stickers. Yeah, the ones that look like they belong on a minivan. But these aren't just random doodles. They're a masterclass in guerrilla marketing. Before social media, before influencers, these brothers were handing out stickers like they were currency. And guess what? It worked. People started recognizing the logo and suddenly, a guy in North Carolina got a job because he had one on his car. That's not just branding, it's a full circle moment where a local identity becomes a passport. What does that tell us about the power of community? It's not just about being seen, it's about being recognized in a way that transcends geography. But here's where it gets even better. These aren't just filmmakers or marketers, they are storytellers. Their new documentary, The YO, isn't just a highlight reel of tricks and stunts. It's a raw, unfiltered look at their lives, their rivalry, and the bond that's kept them going for 20 years. And the fact that they're screening it in Stambaugh Auditorium, a venue that feels like it's straight out of a 1980s movie, adds this layer of nostalgia. It's not just a premiere, it's a celebration of the underdog spirit. And honestly, I'd watch a 65-minute documentary about 2 brothers arguing over the best spot to film a skateboard trick. That's the kind of authenticity that's missing in so much of today's content. Let's talk about the bigger picture for a second. These brothers didn't just create a brand, they created a movement. They turned "stuck in Ohio" from a phrase that might have been dismissed as a joke into a badge of honor. It's a reminder that being stuck doesn't have to mean being stagnant. It can mean being grounded, being connected, and being unapologetically yourself. And in a world that's constantly pushing us to level up, or move on, that's a message worth hearing. So next time you see that sticker, don't just think of it as a logo. Think of it as a rebellion against the idea that you need to escape your roots to find success. Because sometimes, the best adventures are the ones you build right where you are.